What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about you today. We're talking about the crypto markets and why it's a perfect time to get into the markets, you guys. Okay? There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world, and I know uncertainty, fear, doubt, it's running high for a lot of people. I was on vacation for 2 weeks, or about 2 weeks, like a week and a half, and got back. I haven't read too many comments, but man, I was reading some today. I'm surprised at how many people are genuinely not just bearish, but you're like scared. I see the fear in the comments. There's a lot of people who they've got genuine fear for the geopolitical, geoeconomical world stage that's presented in front of us. There's people, multiple people in the comments today were telling me that we're going to war with China, that the U.S. is going to war with China. That's not happening, by the way. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, not a prophet, not an oracle. But you know, I'll take my chances that the media headline that you read that doesn't have a credible source to back it up at all, that has anonymous sources and tips, and it doesn't have any face behind the name. You have a reporter, sure, but they get their information, they source it from somebody who's not affiliated with a face or a name at all. I'm not going to take that, right? That's serious stuff to pretend is true for not having a credible source to back it up, right? So I'm getting distracted here. This is something I've actually tried making this video a few times, and I keep getting distracted on this topic. I want to be direct without getting distracted in the details. I don't think anything catastrophic is coming our way, and I'm sure in the great history of the world, nobody ever expected that anything catastrophic was coming their way whenever it did, right? The citizens of Pompeii didn't believe the day before that a volcano would erupt, or maybe some guy did, but he was a crackpot, right? And he inevitably was proven right. I'm not saying that anything that nothing negative can't happen, right? It's possible. Anything can happen. But it's the same rhetoric today as it's been through any market that I've lived through, right? This is the third bull cycle that I've been in with crypto, and every single cycle we get to a point where we're about to see the finale phase of the cycle. We're going to rally super hard, and there's all these things that are taken out of context or deliberately made to be FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, to scare people out of their bags, to sideline you, to make you want to wait and see how things develop, right? And then you have people who see exactly what this is, who've been through this before, who see that this is an opportunity to buy, and that whenever the new money, when the dumb money, unfortunately, is what people like that are called, are scared, that's a time to start getting greedy, right? You should be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. And right now, you guys, we're at some of those fearful levels. I was actually looking at a chart where we're seeing some of the most fearful levels, highest levels of fear whenever it comes to the global economic system that we've seen in like 35 years, right? And I think we're on the up and up. I don't think that we're on the down and down. We've scraped at the bottom of the barrel. We're in a really good position right now, you guys, globally, to start to recover, and especially from a position of the United States. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Why does that matter? The biggest entities that hold crypto are the United States, or companies in the United States. There are a lot of Americans who hold crypto as well. What's good for the United States economy, whether you like it or not, is probably going to be good for crypto, right? Just like what's good for the UK economy, the European economy, the Chinese economy, the Korean economies, right? India, any Australia, any country, you know. And there's obviously there are different sizes of economical value per country, but I'm just saying I think that in culmination altogether, that's going to be really good. And I think when the M2 money supply starts to really start coming up, when the volume of money across the world is coming in, and there's more money to be spent on things, which likely won't happen until we see interest rates dropping on the Federal Reserve side of things. And I think we're going to get that soon. But whenever that happens, that money is going to need to go somewhere, and risk on assets like crypto become very attractive. And I really do think that we're in a good position. I keep getting distracted. I think we're in a good position, not a bad position right now. And I think that the powers that be know that. And there's a lot of the smart money, the institutions are aware of this, right? There's a lot of FUD, there's a lot of fear being spread right now, and it's by the mainstream media. The media is not there to help you guys. It's not there to help you. It's there to inform you with a thought. It's there to charge you with a perspective so that you're not thinking rationally, so that you're thinking in fear or euphoria. And whenever they've got you thinking in fear, you might sell all your cryptos because of something that you read on a media piece from the New York Times, who's sourced by some person who you've never heard of before, who actually has no affiliation with any kind of significance of a political party at all. They're just some random person that you've never heard of before, and they might not even exist, right? This is something that the mainstream media does time and time again. They're creditless, they're sourceless. They'll use their credited reporters and people with a face to report the news, but the source of that information comes from someone without a name or a face, or one or the other, but not an actual, we don't know if it's a real person or not. And the reason for it is these are serious accusations, right? Talking about World War III, talking about nuclear destruction, talking about all these kinds of crazy things that you might see if you look on the fearful side of the internet, right? But they're not backed by anything credible. They're backed by thoughts, worries, concerns, and everybody should be concerned. I don't want to go to war. I don't want nuclear war to break out. I don't want the markets and the economy to crash and people get impoverished, right? I don't want that. Just because I don't want that doesn't mean that it can't happen, doesn't mean that it won't happen. It could happen. But also thinking rationally and looking at the way that the market's charged right now, why would I assume that? Because some random whatever says it on the mainstream sources? That doesn't make sense to me. There's a lot of fear right now. And the main purpose of this, if I had one purpose of this video at all, it's to tell you very plainly that you should not use the media, the headlines, the mainstream articles. You should not use that when it comes to your decisions for investing. You shouldn't. There are certain things that are big deals that the media will talk about that you should use, and that's, there's always exceptions. But like, I don't know. If there's in the media, there's a big article that says Trump officially makes it official, signs an executive order, cryptos are tax exempt. Okay, that's bullish. That's great, right? But if that's an official thing, that's bullish. Right now, the worry of any kind of conflict breaking out, or the uncertainty of any kind of trade wars breaking out or developing further, that's not concrete. It's just a concern. It's just a worry. And yes, with concerns and worries, the market is shaky. And oftentimes we do go down in those circumstances. But what builds confidence more than anything is that euphoria of the price going up. And the price will only go up truly at a sustainable level if there's fundamental values backing it. So regardless of what the media is telling you, regardless of the fearful story they're trying to paint in your head, you know it's a lie. First off, the media doesn't tell you the truth. They tell you the lie. They don't tell you the truth. They tell you the lie. You might not know what the truth is, but if you know where the lie is, you at least have a starting point, okay? Take that to heart, okay? The media is not here to tell you the truth. They're here to tell you the lie. Whatever the lie is. It's easy to figure out. They'll tell you really loud. It's whatever they want you to believe. You'll be able to figure it out. But I'm getting distracted from what I was just trying to say. Stay away from the headlines. Yes, stay away from the headlines. If there's no credible sources, if it's just a fear, it's just an idea that they're promoting, it's not to help you. It's there to make you scared. You'll sell. The people who promoted that article, the bosses who paid them to make that article, they'll scoop up the money, even though they made these fearful headlines. You guys you're aware, right? Like just as an example, Jamie Dimon at JP Morgan, they made it to where talking about crypto or owning crypto, if you worked for JP Morgan and Stanley, if you worked for that company, if you talked about crypto or owned crypto publicly, you would get fired as an employee. The week that they announced that, the week that they made that a rule, they bought like hundreds of millions or billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin overseas, right? But I'm pretty sure it's like their European or some, maybe it's not, maybe it wasn't overseas. I think it was like their European division or something. But JP Morgan, they bought tons of Bitcoin and other cryptos as well, literally the same week that they said this, right? So they're saying one thing in the media, but doing something differently behind closed doors. And that's because the big dogs, that they play this game, right? The retail investors, they don't want you guys to have crypto. They don't want you to have skin in the game. They don't want you to make money off of the inflows that they're putting into the markets, that they're injecting into the markets. They don't want you to make money on that. The less money you make, the more money they can make. So they paint these narratives, these stories. If you don't know any better, if it's your first time in the bull market, you're gonna get it wrong, and you're gonna look up all the media articles, all the news articles, and you're going to look to them for advice, thinking they're going to help you, but they're not there to help you. That's what they want you to think, right? Ask anybody. You've got one guy right here. This is my third cycle, but ask anybody who's been in at least one bull cycle for crypto. Ask them this question. If you know somebody in the real world, if you know somebody on a Discord, whatever it is, if it's your first cycle, I would bet anything, man, really. that 100% of any person you ask who's been in a crypto bull market, at least one bull market, a full bear market and a full bull market, okay? Ask any of them. And I bet 100%, this is a rare thing, man, 100% of them will answer the same to this question. Is the media there to help you? Did you make good decisions based off the media? And they'll all say, hell no. No, that messed me up. If I listen to the media, I get screwed, actually. They'll all tell you the same thing. And it's not an argument. No one's going to argue that because it's something we've all been through. We've all been beginners. Unless we had someone to hold our hand, and hopefully I'm doing that for you here, we've made that mistake. And I'm just trying to help people avoid making that mistake. So this video went on way longer than I meant for it to. I don't know how much of it was a ramble, but essentially, get into the markets. It's a great time to get in. We're set up. The M2 money supply is shaping up to grow. We're about to see money being injected to the markets. On the 6th, on the 7th of May, we have the FOMC meeting, and the Federal Reserve is going to drop interest rates. Inflation is at dramatically low levels, okay? We are set up for a good, strong, potentially, we'll see how it goes, but I think it's going to happen, a good, strong foundation to build the economy from, at least in the United States, and I think globally it's going to spread as well, right? What's good for the U.S. is good for a lot of countries. What's good for a lot of countries is good for the world, right? And what's good for the world is good for the economy. And whether you want to argue that or not, you can argue that, right? It's all kind of subjective to some degree, I suppose. But I do think that a strong United States economy will reflect positively for crypto. The United States houses most crypto, in fact, right? I'm not saying that we make most crypto. I'm just saying when it comes to investments, the United States is a very big part of the total world when it comes to investing in the crypto market. So a good economy here would probably promote a lot of growth in the crypto markets as well, right? Which is good. Let alone if we have, good economic conditions in America, China, India, Australia, Korea, all these other big countries that are invested in. And I'm not trying to forget any countries, but there's probably some other ones that I'm just not thinking of, El Salvador, whatever. But I'm running out of things to say, so I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. The main message of this whole video is do not buy into the FUD. Understand that the media is not there to help you. It's there to charge you with some kind of thought, some kind of fear or euphoria. It's not there to help you, though. Okay, it's there to lie. There, you can tell what the lie is. You don't know what the truth is, but anything that you see whenever it comes to these headlines, do your own research. Do your own research. Form your own critical styles of thinking, and if you can't do that, then you also should not just blindly believe these random things that you see in the media. That's my thoughts. Anyways, guys, I got nothing else for you. Hit the like button, subscribe. My computer is glitching now because it's on silent mode. We're gonna boost that up. It just whenever it's about to die, it always knocks itself down a little bit. But that's it. Okay, bye bye. I said bye bye.